Hello, welcome to this session on the design of machine elements 2, subject code 18ME62 of VTU. It is the module number 4, the design of brakes. In the last session, we have discussed about the design of block brakes. So in this session, I will be discussing on the numerical on block brakes. Coming to the problem on block type of brakes, the block type handbrake shown in the figure has a face width of 45 mm. The friction material permits a maximum pressure of 0.6 megapascal and a coefficient of friction of 0.24. Determine first one effort, capital F required, second one maximum torque, third one heat generated if the speed of the drum is 100 rpm and the brake is applied for 5 seconds at full capacity to bring the shaft to stop. So from this figure we can see it's a block type of brake in which the block along with the lever is situated at the top of the brake drum. We need to identify this block brake belongs to which of the category or case. So as we have discussed the three cases, so whether the FT passes through the fulcrum or whether it belongs to the other category. So in this, from this figure we can see that the FT tangential force is passing through the fulcrum point. So therefore this belongs to the case 1 problem. So where for the rotation of the drum for either clockwise and counterclockwise both, the equation is the same. So that is given in the design data handbook page number 267. Writing down the given details, the width of the shoe is given as 45 mm. The normal pressure is 0.6 megapascal or Newton per mm square. The coefficient of friction is given as 0.24. The angle of contact 2 theta is 90 degrees. So therefore theta will be 45 degree. The diameter is 300 mm, so radius is 150 mm, and the RPM is 100. So since the angle 2 theta is greater than 60 degrees, we need to find out the equivalent coefficient of friction. Because when the angle becomes more than 2 theta becomes more than 60 degrees, the pressure will be lesser at the ends of the block or shoe than at the center. So we have the equation for finding out this equivalent coefficient of friction mu dash from the design data handbook, that is mu into 4 sin theta by 2 theta plus sin 2 theta. So where mu is the actual coefficient of friction. So substituting the values of mu, that is given as 0.24 in the problem. So also theta, substituting the value of theta, we get the value of mu dash as 0.264. Now we have the equation for finding out the allowable pressure P as Fn divided by 2 into B dash into R sin theta. So here from this equation we can find out what is the value of Fn, because we know the value of the pressure, the width, the radius and the angle. So substituting these values, we get the value of the normal force as 5727.56 newtons. Once we find out the normal force, we can find out the tangential force, because the tangential force is given by the coefficient of friction into the normal force. Here the coefficient of friction will be mu dash. So substituting the value of the mu dash, we get 0.264 into the value of the normal force. We get the value of the tangential force as 1512.1 newtons. Now the various forces that are acting on the shoe are shown in the figure. That is, if we see from the figure, the value of the A will be 300 mm, that is the one which is near to the applied force, capital F. So this is A. that is 300 mm, and B is 200 mm. So then, since the tangential force Ft passes through the fulcrum, so C, the distance is 0, so this belongs to the case 1 problem. That is, from here we can see for rotation in both the clockwise and counterclockwise direction, the equation is given by this one, that is equation number 13.17a. So the effort required is given by F is equal to Ft into B by A plus B into 1 by mu. Actually it is 1 by mu, since here the angle is greater than 60 degree, we have to substitute mu dash. So substituting the values of the Ft, AB and mu dash, we get the value of F. Now the torque on the drum is given by the equation mt is equal to the tangential force Ft into the radius, or d by 2. So substituting the value of Ft, that is 1512.1 Newton, and d by 2 or radius is 150. So we get the value of mt or torque as 226815 Newton millimeters. So now the power absorbed has to be found out. So that is we have the relation between torque and power. From this we can obtain the value of the power that is absorbed. So just substituting the value of the torque and the RPM, we get the value of power as 2.375 kilowatt or kilojoules per second. Next, the heat generated is given by the equation number 13.24a, where capital H represents the heat generated, that is equal to mu into P into A suffix F into V. So here the terms P into AF can be replaced by Fn, because the normal force is given by the product of the pressure into the frictional area. So therefore, if we substitute for this, here we have to substitute in place of mu the mu dash, because here it is mu dash. So that is 0.264 into the Fn, that is 5727.56 Newton, and the velocity. Velocity is given by V is equal to pi dn by 60 into 1000. That will give us the velocity of the drum. So this is pi dn by 60 into 1000. So here we get the value of the heat generated as 2375.16 joules per second. So therefore, heat generated during the 5 seconds, this is what asked in the problem. So brake is applied for 5 seconds at full capacity. So therefore we need to multiply this with 5, that is 2375.16 into 5, that will give us the answer 11,875 joules or 11.875 kilojoules. So coming to the next problem, in this problem a 400 mm radius brake drum contacts a single shoe as shown in the figure and sustains a 200 Newton meter torque at 500 rpm. For a coefficient of friction of 0.25, determine the normal force on the shoe, the required force F to apply the brake for clockwise rotation, required force F to apply the brake for counterclockwise rotation, the dimension C required to make the brake self-locking, assuming the other dimensions remain the same, and heat generated. So these are the things we are required to find out. Given the brake drum whose radius is 400 mm, the coefficient of friction is given, as well as the torque is given as 200 Newton meter. Writing down the given details. So from this figure we can see the length of the lever is given as 1000 millimeters. If we compare this figure with the figure from the design data handbook, so we know that this distance is nothing but given by small a, and this is represented by small b. So the length small a is given by the total length that is if we take it as L minus small b, so that will be 1000 minus 350, that is 650 millimeters. As well as the distance from the FT to the fulcrum, that is denoted by small c, that is 40 millimeter from the figure. Now the tangential braking force, that is Ft, is given by the torque divided by the radius. So substituting the value of the torque and radius, we get the value of the Ft as 500 Newton. Then the normal force on the shoe, that is Fn, can be given by the equation Ft by mu. So therefore, substituting this, we get the value of Fn as 2000 Newton. Now from the figure, we can observe the tangential force Ft lies between the fulcrum and the center of the drum. So therefore, for the case when the force Ft, that is for clockwise rotation, we know that the Ft acts towards the fulcrum. So we have the actuating force equation given by the equation number 13.17b, that is capital F is equal to Ft b by a plus b into 1 by mu minus c by b. So using this relation, substituting the value of Ft, a, b and also mu, so we get the value of the actuating force F as 680 Newton for the clockwise direction. Now for anti-clockwise rotation of the drum, the tangential force Ft acts away from the fulcrum, as we can see from the figure. So for this, we have the actuating force given by the equation number 13.17c, that is nothing but F is equal to Ft by a plus b into 1 by mu plus c by b. So substituting the values of Ft, a, b and c as well as mu, we get the value of the actuating force as F is equal to 720 newtons for the counterclockwise direction of rotation. Next, they have asked what is the value of the dimension C that is required to make the brake self-locking, assuming all the other dimensions remain the same. So we know that for self-locking, the effort F should be less than or equal to 0. So that is now substituting the value of the effort required for this clockwise direction, that is F is equal to Ft b by a plus b into 1 by mu minus c by b, that is less than or equal to 0. So therefore, we can write from this that c by b becomes greater than or equal to 1 by mu for this condition. So substituting the, or we can say that the dimension c should be greater than or equal to b by b divided by mu. So this is the condition. So substituting the values of b and mu, we find that the value of the c should be greater than or equal to 1400 millimeters to make the brake self-locking. Now next, the heat generated can be found out using the equation 13.24a. Now substituting the in place of P into AF the expression Fn and substituting for all the values, we get the value of the heat generated as 10,471.98 joules per second, or it can be written as 10.472 kilojoules per second. Next problem. The layout of a brake to be rated at 250 Newton meter at 600 rpm is shown in the figure. The drum diameter is 200 mm and the angle of contact of each shoe is 120 degree. The coefficient of friction may be assumed as 0.3. Determine first one, the spring force capital F required to set the brake. Second one, width of the shoe if the value of PV is 2 Newton meter per millimeter square second. So in this figure, we have been given a block brake. This is called a double block brake because it has two blocks or shoes using which the braking action is obtained. So it has two levers and two fulcrums on which the block is mounted. So here the value of the torque is given as 250 Newton meter, the RPM is given, the diameter of the drum is 200 mm, and the angle of contact of the block is 120 degrees, that is 2 theta. As well as the coefficient of friction is given as 0.3. So we are required to determine the spring force F, capital F, that is the force that is required to apply the brake. So then the width of the shoe, what is the width of the shoe B dash, if the value of PV is given as 2 Newton meter per millimeter per second. Now writing down the given details. So here, since the value of 2 theta is greater than 60 degrees, so therefore we need to find out the equivalent coefficient of friction mu dash. That is given by mu dash is equal to mu into 4 sin theta divided by 2 theta plus sin 2 theta, where mu will be the actual coefficient of friction and theta is the semi-block angle. So substituting the values of mu and theta, we are going to get the value of mu dash as 0.351. Considering the left hand shoe first, so we have the dimensions: small a is equal to 150 mm from the figure, small b is equal to 150 mm. So c is nothing but the distance from the fulcrum to the line of action of the tangential force Ft. So we have been given the distance from fulcrum to fulcrum, that is as 100 mm, but we know the diameter or radius of this drum, so that diameter is 200 mm, so therefore the radius will be 100 mm. So deducting this value, that is from the C value can be given as the radius, that is 100 millimeters, minus this distance divided by 2, 100 divided by 2. So that will give the distance from this fulcrum to the line of action of this Ft. So that will be 50 mm. Next, considering the figure here, we can see that the fulcrum lies between the tangential force Ft and the center of the drum. So, and it is for the clockwise rotation, it is acting away, it is going away from the fulcrum. So therefore we have to take the equation for the counterclockwise rotation of the drum for this case. So from the design data handbook, if you refer to that, so for Ft away from the fulcrum, we have this equation, that is F, capital F is equal to Ft by A plus B into 1 by mu minus C by B. So here we need to replace mu by mu dash, because 2 theta is greater than 60 degrees. So substituting the value of the mu dash A and B and C, so keeping the Ft as it is, so what we get is, let us denote this by Ft1 for the left hand shoe. So that can be given in terms of F as 0.795 F. Now coming to the right hand shoe or block, so for this also the fulcrum lies between the center of the drum and the line of action of the Ft. So but here for the right hand shoe, for the given direction of rotation, the Ft will be coming towards the fulcrum. So therefore we need to take the equation for the clockwise rotation of the drum. So for the, from the design data handbook, we have the equation number 13.17b, that is capital F is equal to Ft by A plus B into 1 by mu plus C by B. So here we need to replace mu by mu dash, because the angle 2 theta is greater than 60 degrees. So now substituting all the values of a, b, c and mu dash, we get the value of capital ft for the right hand block as 0.6285 into f. So since it is a double block brake, so the torque mt can be given as the sum of this the tangential force for the left hand and right hand block, so into the radius of the brake drum. So therefore substituting the value of the torque, that is 215 10 Newton millimeters, and the values of ft1 for the left hand shoe, that is 0.795 f, and ft2 for the right hand shoe, that is 0.6285 f. The radius is 100. So from this we can find out what is the force or the spring force F that is required to set the brake. So that will be 1756.2 newtons. So from this we can observe that the maximum load occurs on the left hand block or shoe. So because the value of the ft1 is 0.795 into f. So therefore considering this, substituting the value of the force capital F, so we can find out what is the value of ft1, that is 0.795 into 1756.2. That will be the value of ft1 will be 1396.2 newtons. So now considering this, we can find out the normal force on the left hand shoe as Fn1 is equal to Ft1 divided by mu. That is, we get the value of Fn1 as 3977.2.8 newtons. So after that, finding out the velocity or surface velocity of the drum, so V is given as pi dn by 60 into 1000. Substituting the value of diameter and RPM, we get the velocity as 6.283 meters per second. So now the given data in the figure, in the problem they have given that the value of the product P into V is 2 Newton meter per millimeter square second. So therefore from this we can find out, because we have found out the velocity, we can find out the value of the normal pressure as 2 divided by V. It's 2 divided by 6.283. We get the value as 0.3183 Newton per millimeter square. So now we have the equation for the normal pressure P given by Fn divided by 2 into V dash into R into sin theta. So here substituting the value of the normal pressure P, that is 0.3183, as well as the normal force Fn, that is 3977.8, and the values of the radius and theta, that is 60 degrees the theta value, radius is 100 mm. So we can find out the width of the shoe, that is nothing but V dash, is given by 72.15 millimeters.